Hello, I'm Gia Mills and I've been a celebrity makeup artist for the past 20 years. I'm also the founder of sweat-friendly cosmetics brand Skin in Motion, and I am utterly fascinated by the politics of beauty and the incredible power of makeup. In True Reflections, you get to peek behind the curtain and find out what your favourite celebrities really feel when the glare of the media is upon them. We explore what beauty really means to them and revealing the hidden truths that often go unnoticed. Right, my guest today is an ice skater, a bus driver, a documentary maker, a reality star, a founder of mental health app Shura, and a food nutrition brand Ferne Nutrition, who has been a favourite on our screens for the past 12 years, getting to third place on I'm a Celeb and winning SAS Who Dares Wins. So please welcome to True Reflections, Ferne McCann.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Now, I have loved watching you over the last 12 years since you've been in the media, just evolve from a beauty point of view and a sort of your journey that you've gone on.
Yeah.
And I love seeing you today here, just glowing,
Thank
looking
you.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Because I've always seen you, on telly, etc. But you just have this lovely energy and glow about you. And it's just beautiful to be able to sit and learn a bit more about you today.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Cool.
Really excited. And this is also one of my favourite topics of not only conversation, but I'm also such a fan of makeup and always have been, and love talking all things beauty. I'm such a girly girl. I think I always have been ever since I was able to get my hands on some makeup when I was little. So
talk me through when you were young. I love going back and finding out what beauty means to people when they were younger. So back at school, what did beauty mean to you? How did you feel about your appearance?
I think when you're young, you don't really think about it, especially like pre-high school. It's not until, I don't think, senior school when the insecurities and all of these things start to creep in. But when I was really young, I was like so happy in my own skin. And I've got this really vivid memory. I reckon I was probably in year 7. So what's that?
What's year 7?
11 or 12.
Okay,
so I was probably about 11 or 12, and we were in a Boots or something like that, and I think my mum was shopping for some makeup, and it was just soon when Benefits was a thing, and my mum said that I could buy something, and in these concessions you can sit down and have something done, and I was so excited. Like, I was so buzzing. It just felt so grown up and just amazing. Yeah, just amazing. And this girl done this combo, which was like a green pomade with this, sounds really rascal, but do you know what? I think it would even work today. It was like this green pomade eyeshadow with
a creamy eyeshadow.
With like a loose, bright, ready for this, pink powder.
Wow.
And it sort of went a little bit glittery, but the colours really worked, and I was like, yeah, this works my green eye. Just sort of really remembered all the things that she was saying to me, like this is going to work with your green eyes, and it really made them pop. And then with a little bit of mascara, and then I'd done the exact same combo for my first ever school disco.
So your mum bought you those products, and you went away and you probably felt $1 million. You just felt this $1 million. Absolutely, like, wow, it's quite transformative how beforehand and then after, when you put that makeup on, did you suddenly become a different person? Did you feel different at your school disco?
I just felt definitely different, and I just loved the feeling of, wow, this looks amazing. And it was just fun. It was just such a core memory of mine. And then of course the best part is then teaching your friends. You got to try this combo. That's what I love about the.
So is it all you and your mates were all looking? You all had green pomade and pinks and glittery eyes.
I brought it to them. So when we was getting ready for the school disco, and then I was like, you've got to try this combo. That's how I've been my whole life, even how I'm on social media. If I'm talking about a product and if I'm sharing a product with my followers, it's because I absolutely love it. And that is just a rule of mine. Like,
But
I have...
word of mouth is so important. If you tried
it's
something,
major.
and authenticity is so key, because if you try something and it doesn't work, you can't be then promoting it. It has to have that authenticity.
Exactly.
But I think, so, you know, going back again, what was sort of your biggest fail? So obviously we've got the benefit moment was the sort of, you know, watershed moment. This is makeup. This is fun. Like, you literally slaying it into the sort of disco at school. And then cutting to, you know, when you experimented a bit more, did you have any things where you were like, oh my God, what was I thinking moment?
Epic fails. I think looking back, especially now, I like less is more. Don't get me wrong. I love to glam up. I love it when somebody else does it for me, when you've got the full glam for a red carpet. But now is very much less is more. I do feel like I have always been like that. Even in my TOWIE days, I was definitely known for the one who, I mean, people were like, oh, you was always a little bit different and not alternative, but I guess didn't have that obvious Essex look with the big blow-dried hair and the big full everything.
Full thing.
Yeah, like...
I mean, that's what I'm so excited, the TOWIE bit. Because I've done, you know, the younger time we were just exploring, but TOWIE was such a moment. And it was, no one knew about, I didn't know so much about the Essex look, and it literally hit the UK by storm. So you came in after series 7 or whatever.
I joined in series 9.
Series 9.
Yeah.
And were you looking like a TOWIE girl before you came on to TOWIE, or did you become a TOWIE girl or a lesser TOWIE girl when you came on the show?
I am an Essex girl.
Yeah.
And I'm a very proud Essex girl. I love being from Essex. It's in my soul. It's just part of who I am. And along the road, there have been moments where I've been made to feel that it's not cool being from Essex when it's just where I'm from, you know. And I love Essex people. I think that they're really, like, you know, strong, hardworking, and yeah, like I said, really proud to be from Essex. Joining TOWIE, TOWIE girls, Essex girls, joining, I don't think I'm an Essex girl, but I'm not a true TOWIE girl. Like, I didn't love the big blow dry, the little bandage dresses. I always wanted to be a little bit different. Don't get me wrong, I've been through the lip filler stage and phase. I've been through the big lash and all of that. Love fake tan. Don't really wear it as much anymore, but like for an event and things like that. So yeah, you could say that I'm definitely...
You're slightly sort of dialed down,
toned down
version. But did you feel the pressure? Did you think, gosh, the girls who are going nuts with the crazy lashes that, I mean, because you know, my background is much more sort of lesser makeup, just because, you know, I was just lazy and didn't always sort of wear so much. But, and also because I was doing, you know, other people's makeup. Did you feel that they were getting more airtime and attention because they were wearing more makeup on the show?
I'll never forget, I'd done a scene in Vegas. They done epic trips, they still do, on The Only Way is Essex, where we all went to Vegas, The Only Way is Vegas, and I turned up and the exec looked at me and said, are you going to put anything else on? Like, are you going to, like, glam up? And he's like, we're only seeing this top half of you. And I thought about it, because it was just a chic little black dress, hair pulled back. It was chic. But thinking about it, and with the whole, the extras, what TOWIE stood for, and the show, it wasn't right. It needed more. So I was so down. I was like, oh my God, should I have put a necklace on? Yes, I guess I did feel the pressure a little bit.
And did it affect you as a person, how you felt about yourself by thinking, you know, I think as women, we feel we have to toe the line to the cultural standards or the standards we're being put to. Did you feel, gosh, I kind of need to actually become that person? Or did you stand your ground and think, no, I just want to be me? Was there a real kind of challenge within yourself?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, like, I love a theme, and TOWIE, again, is known for throwing themed parties. So I used to love glamming up in that way. No, I really was, like, quite strong in just wanting to be myself.
Yeah.
However, there's been 2 times in my life that I have been properly scrutinised about my appearance, TOWIE being one of them, and it tapped into the times where I felt really insecure about my appearance when I was in school. You know, you say about how did you feel about your beauty, and how you looked and being in your skin when you was younger. In school, I've spoke about this before, in school, and this isn't for anyone to feel sorry for me, this was just how it was, but the boys used to call me Goose.
Why?
Because I had, I don't even like to use the word like big nose, big this, whatever. Like I had my nose, which I was so deeply unhappy with, and it stemmed from these comments at school because I guess it resembled a beak.
Kids are so cruel.
Oh, I
They
know.
literally find your flaw and they dive in. So what did you do? How did you overcome that? What did you do? What was your journey to kind of make yourself, come out of that?
Well, I got a nose job.
Good.
And I don't know if that's overcoming it or almost like giving into the comments. And then when I went on TOWIE, because it was the stage where Twitter was really current, really on the rise, and people were just saying whatever they wanted. And I guess like the start of trolls, so to speak, people would call me Jar Jar Binks, people would call, not Goose, because obviously that was from the school, but it was the similar sort of comments. So it gave me a massive, and I'm not against, by the way, people having opinions about TV shows. Like I think that it obviously, like there's no room for trolls and just saying unnecessarily bad things. But at the same time, like if you're watching a TV show and people having a conversation about it, I think that that's vital. But
it's good because it gets into the sort of ether of social chatter.
Exactly.
But I think,
there's no room for like just unnecessary bad comments. And when it's about someone's appearance, it's really triggering and disheartening. And even though you can have I always said, I've got a really thick skin and all of this, like I won't read certain comments on news platforms and things like that because people just say what they want. But you could see it because you were being atted in it on Twitter. So it was like the Jar Jar Binks, her nose is so big, her nose has got its own postcard, all of this stuff. So that was really difficult for me.
Do you think that sparked the sort of because you've obviously got your brilliant app, Shura, which is about mental health.
Yeah.
So do you think that because of the horrendous journey you went on, through all those comments, and I think it's so painful, people don't realise what they're doing when they say this, do you think that going through that journey has made you have to get stronger in order to get to a better mental health place now?
Yeah, I think what you go through and coming out the other side definitely gives you a layer of resilience for sure. And yeah, TOWIE days and trolls and all of this definitely added to it wasn't necessarily the reason why I started a mental health app, but I guess it played a part for sure.
Yeah, but I think now it's beautiful because you can, the lessons you've been through the school of knocks because being thrust in the public eye at a time when social media was at its peak and literally people were trolling. They still do, but not quite, I think people cope with it in a different way.
I agree.
And I think you've now created something that people can go to when they are suffering, when the younger people are suffering and they've got somewhere that they can grab onto to just help them navigate a bit better because you wouldn't have had that.
Exactly. I am so proud of our app, Shura. And it definitely was born out of pain, I guess you could say, and like the things that I've been through, the things my co-founder and partner Laurie have been through, albeit different. But we wanted to create a platform that could help because we know that healing and when you're going through something, it might be something completely different and that it's not one size fits all. So yeah, it's a great platform.
I think you offer so many different aspects to supporting people because you never know from one day to the next what you're going to need. Some weeks it's like I need this, other weeks I need sort of like meditation. Sometimes I just need some people giving me good quotes and just like keep going. So I think it's a really great place to we all have those ups and downs. And I guess for you, sort of TOWIE had its moment. And one thing I'm really curious on actually is about the men in TOWIE. So kind of the women were wearing such a lot of makeup. Do you think the guys, because statistically, men are supposed to, in surveys that have been done, prefer women with just a little bit of makeup, not too much and not none at all? I'm curious because I used to watch it and go, do the guys look at some of the girls with crazy makeup, crazy tans and go, whoa, that's great? Or do you think they like them when they pile themselves down? What do you think the boys felt at the time?
Oh, that's a good question. I've never dressed or done anything for men. I haven't been putting on my mascara thinking, you know, a guy's going to love this. I've always just done it for me.
Good. I think that's such a lovely message, particularly, to the younger female generation, to kind of go, I'm doing this for me and not necessarily for the men. But do you think that your other fellow, guest girls on TOWIE, they felt the pressure to look a certain way because it was for the men, or they were doing it because that's the sort of the uniform that everyone wore at the time?
I think it was just the TOWIE trend.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually fascinated by how some of the Essex boys look. I find it so, like, when I was on the train, I guess this is a sign of like not getting old, but yeah, not
maturing.
Yeah, I was going to say not in my prime, but actually I feel very much in my prime at the moment. But I was on
very
the
much
train.
in your prime at the moment.
Thank you. I was on the train and I was looking around thinking, oh yeah, this Essex side comb over really is a thing, and it gives me the ick. No offense to all the Essex boys out there with the side comb over, but I'm like, it is really fascinating trends in counties in the UK.
Yes,
like
it
it is so interesting. Like, where's it come from? Like, why do Essex people have the tan, the side comb over? Like, even some of the Essex boys are getting the filler. Like,
They are boys now. So many more men are doing
they
it.
can't, because I know people come at me saying, why is it only women allowed to, like, be my guest? I'm just do what you want to do. But I do find it really interesting, like, people's behaviours. Like, why is it that it's like a Scouse and Essex thing where you have the rollers and the big hair?
And the crazy brows and it's just, there's so many extraordinary trends that have happened. And I kind of think that if it gives women confidence and they get out there and they're like, hello world, and they've got the crazy big block eyebrows and the big Mars bar kind of like, I'm just going up and down my cheekbones, Mars bar contouring thing. If it makes them feel good and they feel part of a tribe, who are we to judge them?
So true.
And I'm not a big makeup wearer because I always put makeup on other people. I'm like, I can't be arsed with myself, quite frankly, because I'm doing it on other people and I get joy seeing other people feel good. But I think, again, yes, the county thing, I think counties are really interesting because different places, it's like London, North London, South London, East, West, there's different looks. People have different looks depending on where you are.
This is exactly it. Even when it comes down to aesthetics, there's a London look, there's an Essex look.
Yeah.
It's so true. But I'm exactly the same. I cannot, I mean, this is probably the wrong place to say it, but with makeup, I'm like, I can't be arsed. Like, if I can do something, I think for me, I'm all about now, because obviously busy mum, and it's like, when have you got the time to sit down? I actually love when I'm going out on a night out and I've got the children looked after, and I think it's such a privilege to have the time to sit down and have like an hour to do your glam. Like, I enjoy it then. But when it's like slapdash on holiday, I mean, I'm just like, a little bit of mascara and
you're done. And you're done. So what are your, I mean, I know that everyone is intrigued to know, what are your go-to makeup products now? Obviously, no more the green pomade from Benefit. What do you swear by now?
Okay, so I think my main priority is skin. Skin and brows. Oh, I'm about to say skin, brows and lips. Okay, so skin, hands down.
Yeah.
And I think if you've got really good skincare, that is the base to everything, just glowing and looking good, and then you don't have to wear as much. So I absolutely love the Bobbi Brown Vitamin C enriched moisturiser.
It feels so cold on the skin. It feels really nice when you put it on.
And it just I think it's got like a citrusy smell. It just feels really luxe and gorgeous, and it actually lasts for ages. So that's the thing, like, you don't
think Bobbi Brown and skincare But actually, she has really done a great job with those. I remember buying them years ago. It's a lovely product.
And I think that when a product has been around for years and it's standed the test of time, you know it's just insane. So that just gives like a really nice base, and I would actually use that as a primer. I think there's that misconception of, because now there's the whole like glass skin trend and looking really glowy, like I want to look really fresh, and whereas maybe a few years ago people might have thought, oh, you know, do you remember them blotting papers?
Yeah.
That
The
you get,
absorbers
they're like,
that
get
stop
rid of the
shine.
grease and the shine, where actually I think it looks really gorgeous when you've got like a refreshed, light skin.
When you've got the good canvas, and that's a good place. First of all, you don't need as much makeup because you're not disguising anything so much, and it just has that freshness. And I think nowadays people are drinking less. They want to having that look of vitality, and you've got a look of someone who's healthy and full of life, and it's got that lovely glow.
Thank you.
Because I think there's also that sort of, you know, you've got those two things. There's the glow, and then there's the sort of greasy look.
No.
If you've got good skin, you're less likely to look greasy. And it's trying to, my thing with makeup, when I put it on people, I put a really sheer veil. I haven't used my product, which is really sheer. It looks like your skin. And then I go, do they need anything else? Rather than putting heavy on.
Yes.
And then sort of going, right, that's covered everything. It's like, no, go natural, sheer, and then look to where you need to add it.
You've just touched on a really good point, which was probably in my 20s, I'd want to cover and have like a thicker layer. Even though I didn't wear tons and tons of makeup, I guess you would argue that it was still like a full glam. You know, the foundation, the primer, the concealer, the setting powder, everything, the contour. Whereas now, so like before I would be more prone to cover, whereas now I want to enhance. Like you said, it's not about, you know, do they need that layer of foundation? And I'm so obsessed at the moment with looking youthful and preserving and anti-aging. Like SPF, I would never not wear SPF.
Which SPF would you wear?
So I use, it's a Korean brand actually. I don't know the name, but I also use Dr. Tatiana, who is
she's great.
She's a doctor really in London, and it's just her own brand. But like SPF 50 is just hands down, like it has to be. So you're protecting your skin, not only from the sunlight, but, you know, from light.
Pollution.
Exactly.
Because the one thing is the chest, because I tell like my niece and all young girls, protect your chest as well, because I've damaged mine so much.
Really?
SPF really has a great, it's the one thing you do, wear SPF, because it will allow you
Couldn't agree more.
less likely need any procedures later on. But also what I think is interesting, what you were saying just then about when, you know, quite a few years ago you'd wear really thick foundation and now you don't wear so much. I think it sort of, that correlates with how you feel about you and your appearance.
Yeah.
Because you were just, you know, if you were getting this trolls, you were getting all this stuff happening, it's like, this is my shield. I can put loads of makeup on and it's kind of going to make me, it's hiding me, it's protecting me. Whereas now I feel, and watching you in the media, really sort of come into your own. And you're like, I can just be me, and I can wear lighter makeup. And for people who are watching today, and if you're not, you just have this lovely energy and glow, and you don't look like you're wearing any makeup, you're just slightly enhancing. And that's, to me personally, that's beauty. That is, it's not about this sort of heavy makeup, it's just the person coming through.
I think that, thank you, by the way, that's really sweet. I think that makeup is so fun, and it's such a brilliant tool to, you know, isn't it great that we have makeup if we aren't feeling at our most confident, or if we're feeling like we've got an insecurity, then you can mask it, so to speak. But yeah, like I today feel really confident and content in my own skin. I'll tell you what I'm wearing actually today. It's just the Hollywood Flawless Filter, is it called, by Charlotte Tilbury.
Yeah. Everyone loves that one.
It's just really light, but also I love the Summer Fridays sheer tint. It's like a really beautiful texture. It's like almost like a tinted moisturiser, but it's very thin, very sheer. It's not going to give you full coverage. I don't even like wearing concealer anymore. Because of course, I mean, I've got the dark bags under my eyes because of my young children.
But it's not a heavy dark bag.
I don't want to cover it.
It contours your face because ultimately it gives the contour.
Yeah.
So you can you're defined. It's looking like you rather than a sort of like, off a conveyor belt of looking at so many people put makeup on and look the same. Whereas just, not over masking allows you to kind of come through.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, like I'm not sat here like, I just feel so confident and I'm just so perfect. I do not feel that about myself at all. Like,
what do you feel when you have your bad days? When the bad days come along from a sort of health beauty wise of yourself?
I'm like, I'm ugly. Like, this is just me. I'm being completely honest. Of you getting inside of my head, if I was to be completely transparent, it would be like I'm ugly, I'm weird looking, my face isn't symmetrical, all the negative self-talk that I am passionate about saying. Let's try and stop with the negative self-talk, because your brain doesn't know the difference.
No.
So it's important to have those words of affirmation in the mirror and big in yourself.
Do you do it in the mirror? Do you have an affirmation?
For sure. Like I'm like, I think what's difficult is social media, and comparison has always been a thing, whether back in the day it was magazines and now it's social media. It's like everywhere, and filters and face app and all of this stuff to make you look perfect. It does set an unrealistic, it was just unrealistic, unachievable. It's like perfect. And I even done something the other day about skin texture, because I know I've got good skin.
Yes.
It's not me blowing my own trumpet. Like, that is just something that I makeup artists tell me.
Genetics and looking after your skin.
Yeah.
And knowing and using good products. So it's a mixture of all three.
But then it's skin texture. And I showed it on my Insta story saying, like, look, like, this is what real skin looks like. I think that's what bugs me. And I even fall into the trap of like trying to make every picture look perfect. And
people like realness, and I think that's why people connect so well with you, is because you've got a sort of vulnerability, and you talk. I loved watching you, like when you were on the Celebs Go Dating, because you were just really, there's a realness. And I don't think we need to be perfect, and we don't like perfection. We like someone who's real, and whether that's their appearance, whether that's what they talk about, whether that's a vulnerability. And I think that's what is the sort of secret sauce for you, is the fact that you're like, look, my skin's not perfect, this is real skin. So you've got girls watching that going, thank God I don't have to look like Gwyneth Paltrow and be absolutely perfect every minute of the day, because none of us are. We feel rubbish a lot, and then we have days where we feel good. And actually makeup is this great tool that we have in our armour that we can wheel out and go, right, this is helping me today when I could otherwise feel a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
So what I'm also excited about is your partner, and you're obviously potentially getting married at some point. What do you think your makeup look would look like when you get married?
Oh,
Will you go natural? Because I think you could turn up like today with a tiny bit of lip gloss on and nothing else.
Haven't really thought about that. I'd want to be tanned.
Good.
Yeah.
Favorite tan brand?
See, this is the thing, because if I were to ever get a spray tan, I think that when you spray your face, or if you put fake tan on your face, it then makes your makeup look a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of the Drunk
Elephant.
Yeah, the tanning drops.
Yeah.
Just gives you this really gorgeous luminosity and bronzed, and I just sort of do it in the contoured areas, not being like super strong, harsh lines. It just like, whoom, gives you that bronze.
Glow.
So definitely like a real bronze, gorgeous, definitely natural. Maybe a little lash, but I'm thinking maybe some individuals just in the corner, just to enhance. It would be more to enhance instead of to cover, because also it needs to last.
I love this evolution of you, from what people possibly thought the TOWIE look was, through to now. It's amazing. Maybe when you were younger, if someone said to you, actually, on my wedding day, I'll just have a little bit of a glow, maybe not even any makeup, that much makeup. few little lashes, which the TOWIE girls back in the day would probably keel over and go, oh my God, no lashes. and just that lovely evolution of you. And I think it's a really beautiful thing to show your daughter Sunday, that when she's growing up, she's seeing her mum just having bad days, telling her she's having bad days about how she feels on her looks, but at the same time being proud of who she is. And because interestingly, men, they actually are really proud of their bodies because they work and they do what they're supposed to do. Women panic about appearance. We don't look so much into, actually, bloody hell, I can see my lips work, I'm healthy. Men sort of look at it that way, whereas we look at it more, are my lips big enough? Are my eyes looking wrinkly yet? You know, all those things. It's so interesting. So do you talk to your daughter? Because obviously you're on the meet, she's used to you filming. Do you talk to her much about this?
I mean, you see so much on social media where it's like, don't just give your children compliments about their appearance, but I can't help it. I'm just
cute.
like, I actually say to her, like, hang on a minute, Sunday, you've got abs. And I don't know if that's the right thing or the wrong thing, because she's in year 2, like, for goodness sake, she's 7, but she is just so athletic and so sporty, and she's going through this phase where she doesn't want to wear bikinis. So she just wants to wear, because I thought, she'll start, I've bought her a few bikinis, and she's like, no, I just want to wear a swimsuit. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but babes, you've got some abs going on there. Like, if you've got it, flaunt it, all of that. She's really like loves playing with my makeup and experimenting. And I think that's great. Like, obviously I don't want to like force it because she's so little, she's so young, but it's fun. It's so fun for girls.
It is. And
boys to do it, if that's your thing. But for like, I raise girls, so it's just lovely to, even Finty, she's like climbing up, getting the makeup brushes because they copy.
Yeah. And they know, they understand, and they ask questions and they look.
I'm so passionate about just staying true to yourself. And Sunday, I always say to her, and this runs into like, yes, appearance, but also because I know that as a girl, you don't really think about your appearance until really you get to high school, and I think it's getting younger and younger. And I just want to try and instill as much confidence in her as possible about her strengths, and that is not just appearance. So it's like, if they're confident in their own skin about their abilities and what they're good at, then you hope that will give them confidence in the rest of their life, and if they're ever challenged with appearance and things.
Yeah, and I think, Ferne, you've been I think for your daughter, you're a really good role model, and so many people that follow you are a really good role model. And thank you so much for coming in and sharing this, because I think it will really kind of help lots of people just go, oh, that great girl, as I watch on the telly, she has those bad days too. And likewise with your daughter. So thank you so much for coming on. I've really enjoyed chatting, and there's so many little insights learning about you. Firm. Thank you very much for coming on the show today. You can now download her app, Shoe Run, now to focus on your mental health and firm nutrition for your gut health. That is it for True Reflections this week. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe wherever you are watching or listening. You can find me across your social media by searching True Reflections Podcast. You can also explore my Skin and Motion cosmetics range to help boost your confidence at skin.in.motion on your social media channels. I will be back next week with another celebrity to talk through their beauty experiences, their favourite products, and delve deeper into how the ideals of beauty shapes not just our physical appearance, but also the core of our identities. Until then, have a lovely week.